I've seen many of the people today that have sent us the money, joined us on our demonstrations and wished us well, and you raised £25,000 for us, which sustained us and was very crucial to us winning the dispute, so I'd just like to thank you first. On the Friday afternoon that we were notified of cuts, we responded with mass meetings of 100 and 200 from the first Monday back on, and walked out and took unofficial action to kick our campaign off. So the first thing that was very important was not waiting around for the usual long period in the ballot, but hitting back hard. We were able to reach out, because our campaign was about defending a public service, to reach out to local teachers, to firefighters, and gain solidarity and support from the wider trade union movement, which means our campaign was much broader than just the lecturers, but tapped into the whole community as well. We also went around and visited all the mosques, we went around to all the local markets, and organised constant lobbies of the governors, lobbies of the council. We marched to the GLA. On the day the BNP got councillors elected, we had 1,000 people marching through East London, black and white, Muslim and non-Muslim, trade union movement linking up with the community. Perfect antidote to the British National Party. We took on the vision of neoliberalism in the market by organising a 2-week kind of teaching for students. It was organised by teachers with students, with the support staff, to do an alternative curriculum to challenge the social fallout of the crisis. Adult education is going to get completely smashed. There will not be an adult education as we know it in the next 5 years. And we're not talking about people that want to turn up in the evening and learn French. We want that in our society, of course. We're talking about people who need a second chance at education, people that want to go and retrain, people that want to go to university for the first time or learn English. There will not be an adult education as we see it. Universities will go to the wall. It will be the working class universities like London Met that will get smashed. And in the meantime, all of us will be told we have to do more with less while we watch our principals earning more than MPs. We have the fortune, really, to see the big attack coming. I think we need to, in every one of our communities, you need to go and find all the other trade union reps you know in the schools, the fire service. They're attacking all of us at the same time. We need to create those networks.
In this country at the moment, 1 million people between the ages of 16 to 25 are unemployed. When you look at black 16 to 25-year-olds, the situation is this: 50% of them are unemployed. What is our government doing? They're cutting education. They're cutting further education, 3% overall, 10% in adult apprenticeships, £30 million from the Skills for Life budget, which includes ESOL. 1.4 million learning places in adult education have been lost. It's estimated that another 130,000 will go in the latest round of cuts. Higher education, £600 million from funding before 2013. £88 million cuts in teaching and research in this coming year. People who are educated are inconvenient to our political leaders. They do inconvenient things like join trade unions. They ask questions about society. They refuse to lie down and take the crap that their employers. It's good to see how many education institutions are standing up and fighting. We've heard from Tower Hamlets. We could mention Leeds University, which are in the middle of a ballot on industrial action against job cuts. We could mention, well, you've already heard from somebody from Sussex University, Barnsley College, London Metropolitan University. There are more black minority ethnic students in London Metropolitan University than there are in all of the Russell Group universities combined. And yet that university was brought to its knees by incompetent, corrupt management, and it's the students and the staff at that university who are now being asked to pay the price.
My lecturers and all of the staff in my department have been asked to justify themselves. They've been asked to say how much money they're bringing into the college, how much research they're doing, how much funding they're bringing in, and to justify their jobs, when actually the people who should be justifying their existence are the management, the people who take in hundreds of thousands of pounds collectively. we've come together not just to say what we're against, but the alternative vision of the society we want to see. And we've actually come together to say concretely how we're going to start to build that. And one of the ways we can build that in education is to come together at the teaching that we're organising at King's College on the 27th of February. And we'll have people like Michael Rosen, people like Terry Eagleton, but more importantly, we'll have activists from across London and from across the country who are involved in campaigns on the ground that are actually starting to challenge these cuts.
In May 2009, the Austrian university law was reformed, which meant not only a step in the direction of bringing the market into university, but also established the basis for entry barriers. The effects of this reform were knockout exams and a cut of university places. This was followed by a new registration system for courses, which led to a situation where either students officially got a place in courses they registered for, then many had to stand in or outside the lecture hall trying to hear something, or sit on the ground of the hall, or they registered for 10 courses getting a place in 1 or 2. The students' answer to this was occupations at 7 Austrian universities in October, followed by over 80 occupied universities in many other countries in Europe. The main demands of this new student movement are free entry to university level education, democratization of the universities, which means more participation of students and university employees, full funding of the universities, and the precarious working conditions for university personnel must be put to a stop. During the last month, we had mass demonstrations with up to 50,000 people. This was possible because we connected the different struggles. We organized discussion meetings and demonstrations together with metal workers for higher wages and free education. At the moment, we use one lecture hall to organize big protests in March, when the education ministers of 46 European countries will come to Vienna to celebrate the 10 years anniversary of the so-called Bologna process, which in reality means that the economization of education. Thousands of workers and students will join their birthday party. The conclusion is, it is one system, and we have to connect all of our struggles to finally smash it. Thank you.
I'm a asylum seeker from Cameroon. I came here in 2006. Up till now, I don't have the right to work. I'm still fighting. I've just been from detention 3 weeks ago. They have to spend about £6,000 to send an individual back home. But if the Home Office has to do it himself, then it will cost about £11,000. So what is the point wasting this money? They don't have right to work. They don't have anything to do. We shouldn't allow people to tear us apart. We should stand firm for what we know is right. So we should keep fighting. Thank you very much.
Something has changed, and changed fundamentally during 2009 and the beginning of 2010. And what is that? Is that our side has begun to hit back. No matter what the wobbling at the top, no matter what a number of trade union leaders do, even when they try and hold back struggles, because they'd rather back up New Labour than they would the workers they represent, which we know that some of them do, workers have begun to fight back. And things have come back into the scene that I've read about but never seen before. Look at the factory occupations at Vestas and Vistion, something we haven't seen in this country for a generation. Look what the construction workers did when they smashed the anti-trade union laws across this country twice last year. And look at the kind of things that Richard talked about, the return of the all-out strike. The Leeds bins was all out and they won. The Superdrug workers were all out and they won. The Tower Hamlets workers were all out and they won. And there's a lesson here for everyone who starts to think about strike action. The time for the left to work against one another and cut each other up and attack each other. I'm sorry, the scale of the attacks that we are facing are absolutely enormous. And that means we have to unite at every level, whether it's through campaigns like Right to Work, the National Shop Stewards Network, through local trade unions, local campaigns. We have to start building unity on our side. It means, I think, 2 or 3 things. Right? First of all, there will be national initiatives. On the 13th of February, there will be thousands of steelworkers marching in Teesside. We should be building support for those people. On April the 10th, a demonstration for the public services. We should be turning out on that. And one little idea that we've got from Right to Work, the Tory Party has got its spring conference in Brighton. Personally, I would like to pay those bastards a visit. I would really like to